January 8th, 2018. The future of medicine of the future is light. Recent research on what photons can tell us about health and disease. Have you ever heard of biophotons? Biophotons are energetic light particles that are emitted by all living things. So if we're looking at the hand, and under normal conditions here on the right, you see a normal hand. When under the right circumstances and the right lighting, we could see, like Kundalini photography, we could actually see the photons, the biophotons being emitted from the hand. And these are energetically charged particles of light. And biophotons hold the key to the quality of life in all living beings. For when biophotons go down, when the percentage, the amount of biophotons go down in the body, we're getting closer to death. And it's when the biophotons are gone that we are dead. So the biophotons are the life. And they are what we have called in many other traditions, chi, ki, prana, vril, all these different terms for the life force. This is an apple. And you can see the biophotons around the apple. And here you can see some different photos of biophotons coming off of a sprout. That's why sprouting your own seeds, is so powerful. It gives you a lot more biophotons, a lot more life force to take in. Living foods are the best foods for the body. And you could see here clearly, like look at the mushroom, the organic mushroom on the left. And then I hate the word conventional. Because that's not really conventional. That's pesticide laden and in many cases genetically modified. What's conventional about that? That's a horrible society to be in, where we have genetically modified, pestilent, pesticide-ridden food being thought that's the norm. That's a conventional food. You could see the biophotons in the organic mushroom are so much more prevalent than in the conventional mushroom. Look at the organic tomato down below, next to the conventional or GMO tomato. And also you can see it in the carrots there, the raw carrot and the cooked carrot, and the organic broccoli and the conventional broccoli. So biophotons are life, and scientists are starting to realize this. When we cook food, we're basically disseminating those biophotons out into the environment. So it releases the biophotons. So the more cooked food we eat, the less biophotons we're taking in. Hence, a diet that includes a lot of raw organic fruits and vegetables is going to be much healthier for you. And that's just one of the things that we're going to touch on here. Here you're looking at the left and right hands and the yin and yang hands. And there's different areas of the hands associated with different things. And this is based on Chinese philosophy, Chinese medical philosophy, TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, Qigong. And you could see the energy being emitted from the hands with this through the Kundalini hand map. Now, biophotons are the silent language of the DNA. They are present in all living forms to a greater or lesser degree and can be measured in units per second per centimeter squared. A newborn baby can emit at least 200 units of biophotons. The average adult radiates between 80 and 120. A senior drops down to 60, 50, 30, 10, and then lights off, death, for there are no more biophotons to regenerate life. They regenerate life. So if you are consciously taking in more biophotons, you are enabling your body to regenerate itself. If you are living a lifestyle that depletes biophotons, and say you're eating junk food, processed foods, a lot of meat, that is cooked, and then you're not going to be taking in as many biophotons if you're not taking in fresh fruits and veggies. And one of the things that is really important that we used to do as a society more when we were a little bit more religious is pray over our food or charge our food, whether we call it prayer, whether we call it a blessing, whether we call it giving thanks. Just knowing that you're sending the intention that the food is going to be healthy for you and that you're so thankful for it will change the quality of the food on an energetic level and make it more healthy for you. And scientists are beginning to realize these things, and it's so fun to me to see them realize these things as we go. So it becomes clear that it's not the deterioration of life that diminishes the quantity and quality of biophotons. On the contrary, it's when the quantity and quality of biophotons diminish that life deteriorates. The biophotons are emitted through the small cones at the end of the chromosomes, which are called the telomeres. The telomeres are the key to life. They are the key to everything. And the telomeres are at the ends of the chromosomes. And as we age, they basically shorten until they're no longer able to regenerate, and then we die. And this is just some article headlines. Are telomeres the key to aging and cancer? Yes, scientists have created mice with hyper-long telomeres without altering the genes. And telomerase reverses the aging process. Dramatic rejuvenation of prematurely aged mice hints at potential therapy. And that is going to be the key. But really the key is going to be a lot of it. It's just going to be with our diet and our mindset. So if we look at the cell, and we have the nucleus, and we have the chromosomes inside there, and you have the chromatid, and at the end here, those are the telomeres. They're the molecular protective caps of repetitive DNA at the end of the chromosomes. And so when a cell divides, without telomerase, telomeres get shorter each time a cell divides, leading to eventual cell death. This plays a role in aging. It definitely does. With telomerase is an enzyme that builds and maintains telomeres. It prevents shortening by adding extra pieces of DNA each time a cell divides. And that is the key. So between proper diet, knowing what we're doing mentally, consciously, because our consciousness controls our everything. Everything is consciousness and intent. What captures the biophotons is very, very key. The minerals, through each of their own lines of form, are the main captors of this light energy, which becomes biophotons for all living organisms. If we remove all the minerals off the planet Earth, there would be no more organized life. Here are some examples of the importance of minerals. The abundance of all life forms in the mineralized waters of the sea. A lack of iron in the human body translates into anemia, which equals a lack of vital energy. A lack of zinc will translate into prostate problems, and a lack of enzymes, which equals a lack of vital energy. A lack of iodine translates into thyroid problems, which equals a lack of vital energy. Each mineral element has its own lines of form, which acts as antenna to capture the universal cosmic energy. Thus, water is an excellent captor of biophotons, according to the concentration of minerals therein. On the other hand, demineralized waters, such as distilled or reverse osmosis, which have lost their minerals and lost all their hexagonal structure, are dead waters with little or no biophotons. They are certainly decontaminated. However, they may have lost their life force. So if you are drinking distilled, you definitely want to add minerals. And there are trace minerals that you could buy on Amazon for like $8 a bottle that will last you like 2 months. And with a lot of my clients, I've recommended trace minerals because I could feel the difference. They make you feel more electric. If you're sensitive to energy, you'll notice that you feel more electric, more vibrant when you're taking trace minerals. Also, it helps with the alkalinity, and alkalinity is a key. When we're too acidic, that's when disease comes in. So we have some images. The number one, the image shows biophotons in a drop of water. Number two, starting point of a biophoton appears as a sun radiating its 6 rays of light. And automatically I think, as above, so below. And that's the old occult axiom that all life is like that. We live in a fractal universe. It's all a fractal, meaning that its totality is hidden within its parts. The sun starts to open up, showing a black six-pointed star in the center. The six-pointed star is key in the occult too. And we'll get into some of that in some future videos. And there's nothing to fear with the occult. It's just stuff that's been hidden from the masses, but used by those in power. And we've been ingrained with a irrational fear of things that are hidden. And so many things were hidden, like these sciences, which are going to allow us to live lives probably double, triple, quadruple what we've been living. The black star is now turned into a small white six-pointed star with a tightly held hexagonal shape around it. The white star now turns into a black six-pointed star with a hexagonal shape opening up and expanding around it. And it keeps on going. And as we bring the biophoton to its largest state, we could see the many layers of the hexagonal shapes within and a luminous aura between each layer. And it's just like the tree of life, if you're familiar with the tree of life in sacred geometry. And this is what everything is built on. As above, so below. And the biophotons, they are the life force. And they turn cell-to-cell communication in your body into sound. And this is also why sound is so important. And light and sound go together. And when we do mantras, their vibrations, when done properly, can bring about true healing. They could bring about all sorts of different outcomes, such as Kundalini, which is the rising of the serpent power at the base of the spine. And the Kundalini is the evolutionary power that's hidden in the base of the spine of most people. As you meditate, as you learn to meditate, you learn to activate it when it starts warming up in your spine and it flows up the Sushumna, and in turn opens all the chakras wide open, connects your earthly being with your higher self, and into the spiritual realms. Life changes totally, and you become aware of your energy bodies all around you, and you could see energy. And the world looks more like when Neo in the Matrix is looking down the hall and he sees that the walls are nothing but codes, and they're just these green letters and numbers running through everything. It brings me back to when I was feeding my daughter when she was just born in the middle of the night 29 years ago. And I remember just sitting there in the rocking chair rocking her, and all of a sudden I noticed that everything was energy. It was just rivers of energy everywhere, and it blew my mind. I had seen little glimpses of energy before, but never like this. And it was through the meditation work I was doing and my chakras opening that all of a sudden I could see everything being energy, and everything was flowing all around me. And from that point on, I've been able to see energy, and it just is so clear. It's something that once it's opened up in you, it stays open. And so mantras, different mantras could be used for different things to open up different areas. But there is a science behind it. And this was probably taught to us many, many tens of thousands of years ago. And in the Western traditions and in the Eastern traditions, there is so much knowledge that we could make use of now in this modern world. And this is, again, our bodies are at probably between 65 and 90% water, depending on what you are as far as your age and your condition of health. As we start out as little babies, we're much higher percentage of water, and we tend to dry out as we get older. Water holds energy and form. And this is Dr. Emoto's experiments, and I do have a video out on that as well, showing people sending energy in with thoughts of compassion. And in some cases, they actually just wrote out the word compassion, stuck it to the vial, and then just the word itself being written on the vial would cause the water crystals to take these shapes. And you could see, that positive words, positive thoughts bring about positive results, and negative brings about negative. And as we see, the structures here are very similar to the biophotons. So biophotons are the keys to life. And the medicine of the future is late medicine. It's energy, it's understanding how everything works. We're going to be able to attack it from two different lines. We're going to have scientists that are going to learn how to regenerate telomeres, and in and of that in and of itself will increase our lifespans drastically and just the quality of our life. And then we'll also know that we control our futures, and we don't need to go running to the doctor with every sniffle and start taking antibiotics, things that are against life. Instead, we'll just sit still and just knowingly draw in energy into our bodies, just sitting still in a meditative state, and we will get better. And it's just that easy. It really is. It's just a matter of learning techniques and knowing that you can. So I hope you guys found this interesting. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please give me any questions and comments. I love hearing questions and comments, especially on topics like this, which is what I'm truly most passionate about when you get down to it. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe for more future updates and share with as many people as possible. The future is bright, and this is our future right ahead of us. If we could just simply get more control of our own reality, our own world, there are amazing things around the corner. And really, we can be so healthy and abundant without depending even on the medical facilities. We don't need them in most cases. We could heal ourselves. It's just a matter of knowing that you can, and learning some techniques, and learning the right foods to eat and the things not to eat. Well, I thank you all for joining me. I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Again, I look forward to your comments, and thumbs up if you found it informative. Take care.